Some said it's stupid to think that you can make a career out of music in Arkansas. I've experienced many hurdles on my road to success. Fights with artists, thoughts of suicide, studios shutting down, and a fire that almost ended everything. The list goes on and on. Would you walk out of 2 jobs to follow your passion? Would you go through all of this to follow your dreams? It may seem impossible for some to stay focused on a dream, but sometimes dreams become a reality. Success is defined as the achievement of something desired, planned, or attempted. Me, I just want to be successful at what I do. I'm K.E.V, business owner, musician, engineer, writer, philosopher, doctor, family man, music producer.
This is the story of K.E.V.
Every day, you should try to make that day better than the last. Try not to get caught up in making everything perfect, because perfection lies in the process of actually getting things done. In the 90s, I started this journey as just a fan of music. Then I evolved into a producer, on to an engineer, eventually an artist, and now a businessman. I learned that anyone can start a business, but very few have what it takes to maintain a successful business. And I'm constantly learning how to maintain a successful business. I'm K.E.V. This is my story.
K.E.V's journey started in a small town outside of Arkansas.
I was born in Huntsville, Alabama. My dad was in the Army, so we moved around a lot. We moved from Huntsville to Germany, and my brother was actually born in Germany.
This was one of the early changes K.E.V endured.
And we moved back to the States, back to Huntsville, and from Huntsville to Pine Bluff. And Pine Bluff is actually where I started going to elementary and junior high school. So I went to Broadmoor Elementary, and then I went to, I think it was Bel Air Junior High. During my school years, when I was young, my mom kept us in a lot. She was very protective over us, so she kept us in the house. We were allowed to play in the backyard, but we couldn't do much playing in the front yard or play in the street or things like that. It was actually like a special event for us to actually be able to play or get a chance to play in the front yard. But she kept us with a lot of toys, man. Pretty much anything that we wanted like that, she would get it for us. Like, the more I played with my toys, I kind of got tired of, the things that I may be playing with at the time. I actually started taking it apart. So I remember I had a pinball machine. I took the pinball machine apart because I kind of got an interest to see how things work. So I took this pinball machine apart, and I actually made a doorbell out of it. And my parents were amazed at it. They used to come to my room and actually be pressing this doorbell to get in my room. But I always just been interested in how things worked, and like I say, because I spent so much time playing with things, then it sparked my interest to want to take things apart, and that actually birthed my career and wanting to connect things together.
Working with a wide variety of equipment helped K.E.V to be able to work with a wide variety of clients. K.E.V has been surrounded by music ever since his childhood.
I didn't know music was that prominent in my life when I was young until I looked at some pictures later on in life. My dad had a lot of stereo equipment, so I was able to borrow some of his things, and he had a lot of cords and headphones and stuff, so I was actually able to get some of his cords and stuff. And the process of me trying to hook things up, I was able to get that start from him. And I remember a picture with my mom. She was actually playing on this little bitty keyboard, kind of pressing some keys and kind of humming along with that. Music has always been a prominent thing in my life. Even when I was a kid, my parents used to just play a lot of records back in the day. They had an extensive library of records, so I never noticed how much it affected me until it got to the point to where it was involved in the music I do today. Like, I do a lot of sampling and stuff, and I still got a lot of my parents' old records, as well as a lot of stuff in my collection from Frankie Beverly and Mays, Stylistics, Diana Ross, Whitney Houston, all type of stuff, man. Rolls Royce, look at that. Stylistics right here, the best of stylistics. Midnight Star, Emotions, all type of records. But I started out, you know, making beats and actually sampling some things back in the day, doing some scratching. Like, I used to watch Juice, and I always wanted to scratch and be a DJ because of what I saw on there. Let's see what we got. See if we can play some stuff. Now, if you're from the old school, you might know what this song is, but you know, a lot of new school people now, they can go online to iTunes and, you know, get a lot of these songs in a digital format. But back in the day, this is what we had to do: pull it up on record, play it in real time to sample it out. We couldn't just pull a file up and, you know, hit play and just cut what we want off the file. We had to do it this original way. Just hearing this album right here brings back a lot of memories. Matter of fact, I might go on and sample that. I think it's been done before, but they probably won't do it how I might think of doing it. That's the thing about sampling. You know, everybody kind of hear, you know, they different, you know, rendition of how a sample could be done in a new school fashion. And a lot of new school music now, man, it's like derived off of this old music. You held my life with me. See, I done played it so much. You got some skips and stuff on here, but it still look pretty good. Look at that. So if you need some records, y'all know where y'all can come. You know, y'all can borrow some of these, possibly. I might start up a new record store. Probably wouldn't get no business. Ain't nobody playing records no more. But there's some people that still got the love for the old school, like I do. Want to hear that vinyl crackling in the background as you play. And I think actually vinyl is a higher sample rate than what we working with today, which sounds crazy. And that's why it sounds so good.
K.E.V's biggest move was after 7th grade, moving from Pine Bluff to Iowa.
In Iowa, we didn't have a hip-hop station. I know, like, it was a station that I think on Saturday they may have had a couple hours where they play hip-hop. So that's when I got into more, you know, rock and roll songs. I was listening to bands that actually were on MTV, like Kurt Cobain and a lot of other people. And I kind of got my chance to spread out and hear other genres of music than rap. But I still kept my roots in that because I just always had this hip hop in me, and, you know, love to play records and scratch and do all that. And then we moved from Iowa to Sherwood.
After moving to Sherwood, Arkansas, K.E.V began to showcase his musical abilities.
I moved in the middle of my 10th grade year, I think it was. So moving around and not being able to just have friends that I was able to hold on to. Like, a lot of people have childhood friends that they had since they were young. I didn't have that benefit to be able to have friends to where today, or from when I was young all the way until today, we're still friends. So that was kind of an awkward thing and a hard thing for me to do, to actually create friends and trust people. So in Sherwood is when I actually started getting into more and more keyboards and spending more of my money on music. So I turned my music, or actually my room, into a little mini studio. And I remember I had my mic just out by my bed, and I sit and rap songs, and we were rapping on tape back then. So if we messed up, we had to start all over. So we'll be doing the chorus, the verse, the chorus, verse, and all that, the whole part of the song. And if we messed up, I had to start from the top. So I got a certain way that I learned how to write with symbols in order to help me to remember my verse, so I wouldn't mess up and be the one messing the song up. Then I started getting more and more equipment. I ended up getting my first digital multi-track recorder, which was called a Fostex DMT-8. I would go into the pawn shop and I would keep my eyes on this piece of equipment, and I didn't have enough money to afford how much it cost. So what I would do was I would go into the pawn shop. It's different people. I'd dress up as a different person each time, and go in and keep asking them about the price and asking them to go down until they actually went down to a price I could afford. And I remember the day I brought that home, it was like Christmas for me all over again. So that was my first time being able to record. And if I messed up on the song, I can pick up where I recorded it and record different tracks and different takes. So it completely changed the way I recorded.
K.E.V. then made a name for himself in high school.
In high school, that's when I kind of got into writing a little more. I used to be the guy walking around with the dictionary, trying to find more words and learn, actually how to rap more. And I figured that, if I'm rapping, I need to have access to all different words. So I walked around with a dictionary a lot, kept to myself. But one thing that I'm known for is actually winning the high school talent show.
There's no place that I can hide, can't hide. There's no place that I can go. There's no place that I can hide. I'm on the line, taking your PTG down the side. There's no place that I can go. There's no place that I can hide. Over the line, taking your PTG down the side. Down the side.
Crowd went crazy, and that caused me to actually win the talent show. And I formed my first group after that, and the group was actually named Joker Entertainment. It was me and 3 other guys, and everything went good with that. We were actually in an era where having your own CD and being a rapper, a lot of people looked up to it, and a lot of people selling CDs were a lot easier back then, I'd say, because once we made any CDs, it's like we couldn't make enough because people would always buy them out and actually felt good about buying people's music, and music wasn't being pirated so much now, and music wasn't being copied so much now, so it was a lot easier back then. But the group thing worked pretty good for me. It was a good experience, but everything fell apart. A lot of things happened.
As we all know, most good things come to an end. Sometimes they end quicker than we expect.
I started out trusting a lot of people. Most everybody I dealt with in the music, I trusted them because I didn't know any better. I was green at the time. But in my group, a lot of things started happening crazy. Group members stealing money and some other things. And then one of the group members actually came to my house and with some other guys, and they jumped me. I remember the day. We're in this predominantly white neighborhood. My stepmom at the time was in the house, and her seeing all this ruckus outside and the fighting and whatnot going on was crazy. But I chalk it all up to being a learning experience. I just kind of went from there, and I wanted to kind of keep making my sound better. My whole thing was like making my sound the best it could be. So I try my best to, get money to actually buy more equipment. So I got my first job, which was at Waffle House, and I was greeting and actually doing the cleaning and stuff. And I actually was waiting for a while at Waffle House, and then I went from Waffle House to Wendy's. And I worked at Wendy's and then UPS at the same time. I'd be at Wendy's maybe 6, 7 in the morning. I was out. I was the one that brought in the fries, brought in the food, dumped the grease from the night before, the grease buckets, getting grease all over myself, cleaning the lobby, cleaning the restroom, the toilets and everything, mopping. And then at lunch rush, I'll be the guy working both of the grills, like at the busiest time of day. I'm in there, getting everything done on the grill. And then I would leave there, and I had maybe 30 minutes or so to get me something to eat and get ready then I had to be at my second job, UPS, where I worked even harder. It was like the hardest job of my life. So I was loading trucks at UPS, and however the climate was during the day, that's what we had to deal with. If it was cold, we in this truck loading boxes. It's cold. If it's hot, we in this truck, 80, 90 to 100 degree weather, loading boxes in the trucks. And there was a lot of pressure that come through. Okay, you have how many scans an hour? 1,200. Okay, we need 1,500. You're not working hard enough. And then to leave UPS at night and then try to go and work on music from there, being already tired, but music was the thing that kind of kept me going and gave me that extra boost of energy, and knew that it helped me to know that I was doing everything for a reason. It was very, very stressful working 2 jobs at the same time. I remember leaving UPS. I had worked Wendy's that whole morning, and UPS that evening and night, and I left, and I was thinking, like, is this what life is made of? Like, having to work hard all day and not really have time to do what you want to do and what you love. So I was leaving UPS, I was driving on the highway. I remember it like it was yesterday, and I just felt like ending it all. I was like, I'm really trading in my checks for receipts, and if this is how this is what life is all about, then I mean, I didn't want to do it. But luckily that didn't happen. I mean, I know we go through a lot of things in life, dealing with stress and all the, the normal things and, that life throws at you. But the good thing is that you have the chance to overcome it and prevail. But then I actually started working with a group named HOG, and I did all the production and recording for them as well. And then a guy named Dave, he actually took it upon himself to be our manager and started shipping a lot of our demos out to different places. And some people started giving us some calls back. One of the labels were Def Jam South, and a rep from Atlanta actually invited us to come down to Atlanta, them and another recording label as well. And he brought us out to Atlanta, and we had a couple of meetings, and things didn't actually go as well as we wanted them to go.
More struggles began to happen for K.E.V. after the disappointing ending to his Atlanta trip. K.E.V. felt let down by not being signed to one of the record labels, but it also empowered and motivated him to take his producing and music to a new level and fully launch Joker Entertainment.
Things more serious, so I threw my bed away. I broke my bed apart, threw it in the dumpster, got a futon. I figured that I didn't need to sleep much, so the little time that I needed to sleep, I can fold my futon out, get a little sleep real quick and fold it back up for, when I needed to get back to work. So I pretty much turned my room into a full-fledged studio. So I was working my 2 jobs, and I record people on the side, and more and more people wanted to record, but I tell them that they have to be actually when I'm off in my off time. I used to use this piece of equipment called an MPC. I was first blessed to be able to use it with a guy named Kendrick Bledsoe. He had a studio inside his home. just music in it?
Yeah, where it just makes sense just to let the music play.
No ad-libbing or anything in there?
On some parts.
Were you redoing your verses?
No, I'm gonna keep them. But there are some parts that I'll redo. But for the most part, I like the way it sounds, you know. So.
Well, we can try it if you're up to it.
I'll try it. Yeah, let me see where it is, and I'll redo it.
Okay.
Troubles, they will come and go, don't last always. What it is, reality, see how easy they can be, letting go.
What you think about the happy?
I don't know.
Were you happy with the happy?
I think the first happy I was happier with.
Yeah.
Like the original happy.
Yeah, it was better than that one.
Yeah, I think that we'll keep the original happy.
Okay.
Or I can try it again to see if I can.
Okay. Let's try it one more time.
Okay.
Try.
Rainbow, yeah. Will you play that over? I'm gonna see after Rainbow if I need to do something different. Did you think it sounded okay? I'm almost thinking that on that. I'm trying not to overdo it because I don't want to change the vibe of the song.
Okay. Hold on. Throw no echoes in there. I also did a couple of albums. My first album, like I said, was Welcome to Joker Entertainment. The second one, we actually did an album called Crystal that I did with some guys, a lot of the biggest local rappers at the time. And then I did a compilation by the name of Raw Saw, which kind of solidified me in my town as, you know, being good at what I do. And it consisted of a lot of different rappers, a lot of talented guys. We're gonna get up out of here and see the city in a minute. Sometimes it's good to get out and get a little fresh air. You know, it helps with your creativity. So I'm gonna take you around my city, my town, around Arkansas, and you know, we're gonna move around a little bit. So I'm gonna shut everything down and we'll get up out of here. Down here at the old spot, downtown on 2nd Street, downtown Little Rock. This is the studio that I was in with Steven Wilson. He actually let me come in and get a room up in here with him. So this was my time actually being able to be in a real studio building. And a lot of memories from down here. We had a lot of people come through. And it was good because we were in a good location, you know, being downtown. But like I say, with all good things, you know, some good things must come to an end, I say. So we end up having to actually get up out of this spot when Steven ended up going out of the studio business. But fortunately, I was able to keep it moving. But, you know, being down here just brings, you know, a whole lot of memories back. We made a whole lot of good music down here.
Throughout his journey, K.E.V developed an ear to create good music in hopes of helping artists reach their musical goals.
A lot of people tend to sleep on Arkansas talent, and what people don't know is it's a lot of talented artists down here. And I feel like, you know, my contribution to the Arkansas music scene will actually, you know, help, you know, Arkansas music actually get to another level, and hopefully help some of these artists to actually get out and get some more exposure and get discovered and start making a career out of what they do. But it's a lot of artists that actually have a lot of potential.
Through many years of creating music and networking, K.E.V is constantly meeting up-and-coming artists while working and doing his off days. K.E.V once shied away from being sociable, but his musical talent caused him to be more popular than he ever expected.
Yeah, we have a lot of people that's actually thriving in the music scene down here that has a lot of talent. The only thing that I think is that I wish people would actually pay more attention to themselves and pay more attention to their talent and take more time out to invest in themselves and, you know, learn more about hip-hop and actually where hip-hop started from. You know, research different types of music and, you know, do something different. Because I noticed that people pay attention to things that stand out. So, you know, if artists would actually kind of, you know, include some rock, you know, some alternative, some anything in your music to make it stand out different than what a lot of people do. You know, it's good to kind of stay in the line of traffic and kind of, you know, keep up with what the music field is doing. But, you know, can't nobody be you but you, and you can't try to be anybody else, you know, but yourself. So, you know, make sure you try to, you know, find your own lane, you know, create your own path, and then, you know, the sky's the limit to what you could do. So, that's my take on everything. You feel like doing something on camera?
Shit, don't matter.
Go on, hit something for me.
Ready? I f around, man, they put some dents off of your brain. I shoot nigga first and gives a fuck about his name. It's a shame, boy. See like you're slipping on your pimpin'. See, I'm sending slugs to you cause your body gon' be limping. So please don't be trying to get low blood and no resistance. I dance on your ass like Otis William in the distance. So please give me very much distance. My aim and my goal just to shoot like the Pistons. Me and my black Cadillac got my gun cocked back, nigga ready to react. Man got problems, I solve them. With the Desert Eagle or that silver revolver. Done gon' thank you, Jessica gon' shank you. I'ma pick you up and dish you off and then thank you. Tread crash dummy, leave your face real lumpy. You sweeter than some fucking milk and some honey. So nigga, what's funny? I told you to real up down, you realize I wasn't playing when you look in my eyes. I feel like Birdman, I feel like a fly. We did gon' be here till the day that we die.
I already appreciate it, bro. Hey, holler at me. I'll do something for you for on me.
What's your number?
On that card.
I got you, baby.
All right, bro. It's real right there, bro.
Yeah, we were just at the gas station and a guy saw my chain that was standing out there and asked me was I a rapper. But anyway, we talked for a bit. I asked him to spit something for me. And you know, you see how people have talent in all different places, man, and a lot of people don't know where to go or actually what to do, you know, with the talent. So I just tell people to just chase your dream, man. Like I told him, you know, just, you know, the fact that he out there and he willing to spit to anybody, you know, I'm gonna do a song for him for free, just on me. That's how I like to do, man. I try to give back as much as I can because so much has been given to me.
Girl, you know I ain't patient. I'm sick and tired of waiting.